I'm big. I'm gone. I ain't no bird.
Starting. What you eating on over?
I bet you won't come get a party.
I can think of younger days when living for mine was everything a man could want to do. I could never see
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is your girl, Honey Jive, special guest 360, Ashantanique. And in the peanut gallery, we always have herself, Miss Nicole.
Hey,
Pop in
y'all.
and pop out. Today's subject topic is, can you fix a broken man? Now, when we started with that music, it's basically just giving this whole figurine of mending. I'm going to let 360 start because as soon as we gave her the topic, she was ready, and there was no one watching. So, guys, sit back, watch, share, understand. Here's your job as a woman. But I'm going to let 360 have that real quick.
Okay. I'm going to preface this by saying I don't have a yes or no in the beginning of can a woman fix a broken man. What I have is it is not our job to fix a broken man. I'm going to start there. It's not our job. And I think that once we assume that position, there becomes a feeling of expectation and entitlement. Because once let's say that you say, hey, I'm going to take this job. I'm going to fix this broken man. And he becomes better for being in your life and you being in his. And the relationship doesn't work out. 9 times out of 10, that woman is going to feel like he owes her something because she fixed him. By all means, she should get something, but it is not our job. And I think that once we assume those types of positions, we put ourselves in a place where we feel like we are owed something because we helped somebody do something. And I just completely disagree with the whole concept. This is one of those things where it's like, me and my daddy are real close, and I learned a lot from him. And the one thing that I have watched him do, the one thing that I have heard him say, and watching him and my mother up to the day my mother died was my mother's job was not to fix any of his problems. What her job was to be supportive of whatever he decided to do to fix his own problem. And that's a difference. So that's my answer to that question.
Okay, here we go. Crystal Johnson says, "Nope, you can't fix broken people." And I'm gonna let it spill out. Normally, I would say something. I'm gonna be the last one to speak because I want to hear from you.
Okay. Well, in my opinion, you shouldn't have to fix a man because if you're with a man, you should love him for him, and you should be with him for all the things that you like about him. If there's something that you have to fix about him, then that's obviously something that you do not like, and you're just going to be miserable. So, I mean, you can motivate him, you could help him, but he's going to have to figure it out on his own. I mean, he's a man. He got to do it on his own. You could stick by him if you think that he is progressing, but if you don't see him doing any better with what you want him to fix, then I mean, sayonara.
Okay, so I'm gonna let Nicole jump in because, baby,
I don't know about the fixing part of a man because a lot of people, we all have baggage, that we coming in. We have a lot of things that we have to fix on our own, like Mr. Shantanique said as well, that they need to fix it, correct it themselves. A lot of men are broke. When they get broken, they spill it over. And that's what happens. A lot of that stuff is when they get broken, it is actually spilled over in the relationship. So it's pretty much up to that woman if she's gonna deal with that spillage, or And when you start dealing with the spillage, number one is sit down and have that conversation with them and say, hey, I understand this is this and this, but I'm not that person. So they got to want to and willing to make sure they're going to want to correct and make that change too as well. Because a lot of people keep spilling stuff, but they don't want to make that change or that correction. So of course, me trying to fix you, it's not my job to fix you. I need to get paid for the fixage, but what I can do is help you and guide you and have that conversation with you and see where we can come to this mutual ground of how we can respect each other in this process, where it won't be one of those situations where I have to pack my bags and leave and put you out on the curb. So on the curb. But as far as fixing, I think no, you can't fix a person, but in the same breath, you can help them along the way.
Okay. So I'm gonna say my spiel. No, I don't believe that they can be fixed. There's no one that can be fixed. Why? Because we're human. What we can fix is vehicles. what we can fix is dinner. And what we can fix is ourselves. And so, like Nicole said, yes, sometimes that extra baggage, because let's be honest, we all have them. We all have something about us that needs to be worked on. And just like Ashantanique said, there's a part where you need this helpmate. And then I feel you. No, ma'am, Chris Ham. I'm not fixing. I won't fix a man, but there is a tolerable button. And sometimes we need to know how or when it's time to stop tolerating. I want to. Crystal says, if you think you can fix him, then maybe you're the one who's broken. Okay.
That's a powerful statement.
I want to elaborate on something. It's not about when you say fix. I know we're talking figuratively here, not literally. Right. And when you say fix somebody, first of all, there's an understanding of something like, can we fix this person?
Right.
And I understood what you were saying about, hey, you can fix cars, you can fix this. No, you can improve the person that you are.
Improve.
And I can help you along the way, but it is not my job to correct the incorrections or the habits or whatever life that you've made for yourself. It's not my job to do that. And I would be doing both of us a disservice by thinking that I could. Because if we're talking about a relationship dynamic, I am your partner, your woman, not your mama.
Right.
And we have so many situations where men have not been raised properly. So when they get in a relationship, and women too, I'm not, we haven't been raised properly. So we get in these situations where we start trying to raise each other. And by this point, we grown.
Right.
So I can't tell an adult what to do. I don't do that. I don't tell adults what to do. I tell you what bothers me, what makes me uncomfortable, and it's up to you to respond to that. So if you are a piss poor man, that's not my job to perfect and bring up. If I am not the woman that I need to be or you need to be that's beneficial for this relationship, then we discuss that. But I'm not here to fix you. And I don't want you to think you can fix me, because I will tell you, when this is all, when the equation maps out and we get to the end of the equal sign and this relationship doesn't work out, and I put quite a bit into our relationship that includes improving the man that you are, and it doesn't work out, I'm going to feel like you owe me something, because I stood in the trenches. I watched you become whatever it is you become. Because when I'm thinking in terms of fixing somebody, which I don't believe is possible, but if we're gonna say that is a possibility, you owe me something. I've helped you become better in the relationship, but you're gonna take all of my good hard work. I mean, it's just like working on a vehicle, like you said. You work on a vehicle and somebody comes steal it, you mad.
Or you fixed it to its entirety and someone hit it.
Right. Or it doesn't.
Or it goes to somebody else and then they fix.
And the benefit,
did all the hard work to fix this person.
The benefit of fixing that person is being spent on somebody else. So I can't willfully say that is something that women should be expected to do or think that they even can do.
Yeah, and I think the worst part about it is like when you fix a man, quote unquote, fix them, and then they go to somebody else, or they go and you do what you brought into their life, they don't appreciate that. And they go and say for instance they were a cheater and they don't want to cheat anymore with the next person. It's like, what was the point in me fixing you? You know what I mean? But on the opposite side of the spectrum, there are men out there who are going to appreciate what you have done for them, and they are going to be grateful. So I mean, it all just depends on who you get.
I think it's more so when it comes to fixing. I want to say that I can't fix anyone that don't want to be fixed. I think that if you're not going to give the 100% of making a change for yourself, then it is impossible for me to do anything. With anything, there's supposed to be a give and a take in everything, and then there's a give and a take. So if I'm going to give 50 and 50, who's going to get that other 50? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to a relationship, I mean, I've heard it 1,000 times. I'm going to give my all. But if you're giving 50%, why do you expect more? So if you're broken and you're expecting more than what you're giving, then at the end of the day, you'll stay broken. Whether it's brokenhearted, broken mentally, broken emotionally. I mean, that's a lot to fix. Now, if the man's heart is broken, I notice when a man's heart is broken, it's worse than a woman's heart is broken. When our heart is broken, I say it all the time that God built us for tough because we can take a lot.
That's why we have babies.
You can deal with so much when it comes to the heart, but when it comes to the mental, that's when it's time to let go. Because I don't allow anyone to get in here. This is the place that no one is supposed to get but me. Nobody, what's her name? How did we get here? Nobody's supposed to be here. Real talk. Nobody's supposed to be here. So when it comes to this, he made us for tough. We shed a couple of tears, which is our purge, and then later on, we're back to where we are. Yet it hurts, but we tend to get over things more. Let a man be brokenhearted, and that man believes that when he gets to the 360, broke, you know what I'm saying, coming in, double barrel, ready to swing with the extra that you didn't give him. You didn't give him, you know what I'm saying? You didn't even afford him that stupid opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You just sit there and you come in broken. You don't know he's broken. And then now he's trying to break you. Then he leaves you. Then he leaves you. And then, then he goes to, Ashantanique. Then Ashantanique is trying because he seems like he's a different person. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you guys going to have a conversation and you say, 360 say, hey, look out for Joe because Joe is broken. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they have a sign. So my question is, we don't know they're broken. What do you do?
I mean, really, like, conversation. If y'all having this conversation, if you had a person, when they talk, you going to understand what they've been through in the conversation. People have to listen to the conversation. You might hit and miss some things. They're not going to tell you everything at one time, but it's going to come out about this broken piece. You have men upfront about their heartaches and pains. Then you have those that try to hide it. Because then they try to figure it out. Oh, I'm tough because they don't have the outlet like women do because we can talk to each other. And you have those friends and you had, oh, he did this and this. But in the same breath, me as that friend, be like, well, what did you do? I'm going to ask you what you do in this situation. Because like we can complain all the time, but what's the solution here? Like we don't have no solution. We're not resolving anything. Our heart is so broke because we want this man to be our kid sometimes, and we want to be the parent to this man. See, that's the problem. Because we have women that they get a man and they want to be the parent to their man, the mother to the man. That's not what your job duties is. Yeah. So you get those that have been in that situation. And then they become heartbroken and they expect they're supposed to have that same treatment when you come over to this. No, I'm not your mama.
Real time.
So, even with vice versa with women, some women look for daddy figures. Well, I'm sorry. My daddy dead. My daddy's very deceased. I'm not going to look for my daddy.
Right.
You not my daddy. My daddy was built different from you. And every woman has to understand that each man is built different from their own biological parent. So if you're going into a relationship looking for your daddy, you're going to be very disappointed. That's true. And that's where a lot of women get caught up in that as well on that. And they're like, oh, well, I'm going to fix him because he's going to be like my daddy. No, he's not. He's not your daddy.
Well, let's get deeper. Let's get all the way deeper. We're parents of men.
Yes.
Of men.
Mhm.
And how many women do you know forget that their son is their son?
It's a lot of.
I don't know any of those women.
I'm just saying.
I don't know any of
It's
those
some women
women.
out there.
I'm pretty
That
sure they
forget.
exist,
That
but
forget.
you know, part of being a responsible adult is surrounding yourself with you know healthy people, and you know my nephews. You know, I can only hope that the young women that they you know intend to court understand, and they understand too that when you go into this relationship, neither one of y'all are walking into it perfectly. But if
Right.
there is something that you feel like you cannot deal with, if there is something that you feel like, hey, I gotta fix in this person, you are going in the wrong direction. You're going in the wrong direction. I think that one of the things that I focus on when I'm in a relationship is, do we have a friendship? And
Right.
if you and I are not
Right.
friends, the moment I get angry with you, I'm gonna try to hurt you. And if I'm your friend, I'm not gonna try to hurt you.
That's correct.
And so, as your friend, I should know all the truths about you because we're
Right.
friends. There's nothing to hide. I'm not judging you. We're friends too.
Right.
Then there's that relationship. So at
That's
that point, when I realize, okay, this is my friend, I should have found out as your friend that you had some things that I probably couldn't deal with, or some things that I
Right.
felt like we weren't compatible with, and I let you know, hey, look, I don't think we're gonna be able to be in a relationship, but we can still be friends.
Right.
You know, and if that works out for us, it does. And if it doesn't, hey, we move on and we go our separate ways. But what I'm not going to do is beat you over the head with whatever your shortcomings are.
Right.
I'm not going to have a sparring match with you for you to say, okay, well, you do this, and I don't say anything about that. Because the thing is, a lot of people don't know they have issues. Some people know they have issues and they're in denial about them.
Mhm.
And some people just want to play the dozens with each other. I know
Or some
that
people
I
want to play
have...
victim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I know that I have issues, and I'm not gonna go back and forth to say, okay, you fix this, I fix this, you fix this, I fix this. It's like, no, that's not that's not what we're here for. We're here to make each other's lives better, not fix you so that you can fit into my life. Because now I've made you what I wanted you to be, and that's no fun for me. You know, even if I was able to do that, I don't want to date me.
Right.
Yeah.
I need a challenge.
I don't want to date me.
So we have one on here that says she's correct. Cannot fix a broken person. You can encourage him and you can love him, but if you are broken yourself, and you need to make sure you and he agree to work on yourselves by allowing God to enter the relationship. Prayer changes things. Ivy Burton says, "Speak, sister." And then of course we got Peaches that said that nothing is impossible with God. And of course, last but not least,
You gotta have a God
you're
fearing
right.
man.
There
Though.
is nothing. That is correct. And there is nothing impossible for God, which is true. There's not enough God fearing men. You know, fear him in my presence. You know what I'm saying? Don't fear him and be macho and act like you don't know who God is, because God is who he is. Real talk. Yeah, we can pray ourselves through anything. And woman can pray you through some things, but you got to learn how to pray for yourself, you know, especially if you know you got, let's say, flaws. Let's change broken to
I mean,
flaws.
you know,
We all got them.
I mean,
Yeah,
we're
we all got
gonna go back to the broken, because a lot of people are broken. I mean,
Yeah.
like, just think about households. You know, people don't have that stability. Like, they might never have the mama or a daddy to show them how to love or
That's
be
right.
loved. You know, you can have a household where a person has been abused in that household, and they don't know how to be that person for somebody else. But they, like I said, they have to fix themselves in
Right.
order to be that person for someone else.
For that.
So if they're not taking into account that it's them that they need to fix, it's not going to happen.
It's not. Now that is true, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
The first thing is to take accountability.
Yeah, they got to take
And I
accountability.
know that I have this brokenness and I need to be fixed. And with that, let's ask this, because you know, truth be told, we can pick the phone up and call one another and throw out the hoopla. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That helps out a lot. What I have noticed is that men don't. They don't. You can have a friend for 22 years or 16 years. Let's just say y'all grew up together, and somewhere in there, you're gonna leave out a piece. And that be
They're not emotional creatures.
Correct. I mean, I get that, but
Yeah.
sometimes you got to get some of that.
So
off
they
you.
feel like if they are spilling their emotions to someone, that's making them look cowardly and less of a man if they're going to another man to spill out their business. And that's how most men look at it. You know, it's like, I don't need that piece of crybaby piece to a man. You know, and you have women like that to me. I'm like, don't cry to me too much. Like seriously, like why are you crying to me so much? Like we got a problem because.
But it's the so much. That's the thing. That's the so much that you're saying. It's the so much.
Yeah, like.
But I'm gonna say that it's a so much because society has groomed men to be emotionless. You have to be strong. What is your job? Your job is to protect, provide. That's it. You ain't got no room for nothing else. I'm not a being, so I don't know. But I'm saying from what I have observed, it is society has groomed men to not express their emotions, so they hold a lot inside. And calling your, homeboy to vent about your wife, I think it happens more than women knows that it happens. It just doesn't happen the way that we do it. I think men communicate in different ways than we do. If I've heard my brother talk to his homeboys. It's like, well, man, she tripping. Most men know what man, she tripping could mean several different things. But that's man speak for it's a problem at my house. You know what I'm saying? So men, I think they communicate. They just don't communicate the way that we do. And I do agree that there isn't an emotional outlet for men. But again, we assume so much responsibility for issues that aren't ours to fix or to put together. That it's not our job. Yeah, we see it happening, but I mean, I've told my nephew, look, I can teach you how to be a good person, but I can't teach you how to be a man. This is not my job. And for me to fix you,
be a worker.
For me to try to fix you would be assuming that I know what it is to be a man, and I don't. I can't fix you as a man. I can be the best person to you. I can show you how to improve yourself, but I cannot fix you. And I think we need to step away from this whole broken or fixed type thing. Mm-hmm. No, are we compatible or not?
Right.
That's it.
At the
That's
end
it.
of
Are we
the day.
compatible or not? That's
Right.
it. But we need to get away from the you broken, I need to fix you, or you need fixing, and XYZ. Because to me, I feel like that makes people feel inadequate. It makes you feel like you're not really worthy of. Because let's say you do get this mentality. I mean, just think about kids. When we tell kids this is what you are, they grow up to think that this is what they are. And when we're running around saying, hey, well, you know what? Can we fix? Nah, he broke. I don't want him. Nah, he broke. I don't want him. Just think about though. Just think about that. You have young men that have gone through their lives and have been rejected so much because somebody has told some little girl, don't you mess with no broken man, girl. He broke. And he's heard that I'm broke. So at a certain point, he's gonna be like, well, fuck it, I'm broke. What's the point?
On the move.
But
then he gonna find somebody that like his broke ass.
We need to do a better job of communicating. Exactly. It's like, okay, well, you know what? So I think the thing is to just communicating a whole lot better. And I made it a point to I have an example. I have to be an example. Sometimes it is difficult to conduct myself in a good manner because when you're around children, you're raising children, they watch what you do more than they do what you say. Right. So it is communicating with me and knowing that you can. To me, the beginning of a relationship is a friendship, and when you are friends with anybody, especially a man and a woman in a relationship, things go a completely different direction from when they would if you were not friends. So it's like when you're friends with somebody, you don't feel a responsibility to fix somebody when you're friends with them. You're there for them. Right. You support whatever efforts they trying to do to improve. Right. But the moment I say, you know what, I got to fix it, I got to do something about him, or this is that and the other, that's when the whole dynamic changes and somebody is going to resent somebody else because they're going to feel like they done gave you something that they cannot get back or that you can't give them back. It's like, that's not what I'm here for. I know that God didn't put me here to be going around trying to fix people, even if I could. I don't believe that that's my purpose. I don't think that's any of our purposes. I think that we come into each other's lives and we reflect on one another and we help each other get through things, but it's not our job to fix one another. And that's the thing, though. We're assuming this adjective of broken, and that's just not it. We are all the sum total of all of our experiences, and some of our experiences have cut us deeper than some others. And we all still healing from all of that. Right. And when you recognize it in somebody else, it's like, you know what, this brother's still healing from something. He ain't the man for me. Let me move on. But we can still be friends. But I can't stay in this where I feel like I got to put a Band-Aid on this. You bleeding, you crying, and it's almost like triage at that point. And you actually start to turn into feeling like you're raising somebody, because those are the things that we do for our children. Those are the things that I plan to do for a man.
Yeah, I don't feel like putting no Band-Aid on it.
I can help you through it, yeah, but to assume that
you know what?
Can I get in?
Absolutely.
Come on in.
You
Come on.
sure
We have a
can.
male to
You
speak
got a
on.
male perspective.
Okay.
Let me
Tell us
lean
about
in, Angela Lake.
Can you
Lean
can
on
you
in.
see?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I would speak as far as being quote unquote a broken man or a broken individual. It's a point as a man you got to realize when you start to be a burden on somebody. That's what I had to realize as far as Ashanti. She was there like through most of our hardship, and we even had broke up for a year to become friends. So as far as that, you just got to realize when you become a burden on somebody, because somebody shouldn't be raising you. You need to, handle your business, and then respect
Always.
each other boundaries and understand where each other come from, because that's how y'all heal as a couple. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah, and we thought it was important to take a year off to be friends because we literally rushed into a relationship. We only knew each other for a week before we started dating.
Oh, wow.
So
Young and dumb.
yeah, we were young and dumb. We were like 14.
Mhm.
So I mean, we took
Remember
a
that.
year.
Yes,
Yeah. So like friendship was it became so important. That's why he's like my best friend now and my lover. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
suck it
Yeah.
now.
Oh, she just so in love.
Now, peanut gallery.
Yeah, and I think what you said about communication, that's very important too, because like your man has to be comfortable with communicating with you. That's the only way you're gonna grow.
Yeah.
But you got them crybaby women out there. You gonna communicate to them?
Another
it's where
crybaby
you-
man.
Oh,
You got we can go find one another. God said he got somebody for everybody.
You got them women that cry every time somebody say something. They cry.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But that's a part of the differences that
Yeah.
people are different. That
Yeah.
we feel different, we communicate
Your
differently,
love
we respond
language
to
is
things
different.
differently, and
Love
that's okay. And when you find somebody that it isn't, if I was a crybaby, I would be upset if I felt like I met somebody that felt like they needed to fix me from being a crybaby. That would piss me off, because it's like if something upsets me, that upsets me. If it shouldn't upset you that I'm upset. This is my emotion and my feeling. I'm not asking you to assume it. But that's what happens when you're trying to fix somebody.
Yes.
And then they steal it over to you.
But you can get out. That's what I'm saying.
Some
You
people
don't
get
have
out.
to.
Some people think they have to be in it. Because,
that's the starting point, though. That's what I mean at the beginning. You don't have to
and
expect
just think
to
about
be
it,
able to
like,
fix somebody.
the ones that mind games and emotional, I'm going to tell you how the mind games and emotional spill. So you tell the person about your background. You tell people about what happened. And it becomes one of those emotional attachment because I'm feeling bad and sorry for you. So now, while I'm feeling bad and sorry for you, then it becomes one of those, let me cry all the time if you say anything to me because I'm going to cry.
That's an emotional manipulation.
So you see what's wrong with this, right? So you have that person, so that other person that's genuine and has that heart of gold is going to stay in something for a while till they get tired. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not going to be an immediate response, but they have to go through it. Then that person going to be broken because they had to go through all this. So it's going to be hard on the next person.
Yeah, I mean, but that's at the beginning, though, that I hope that this podcast and this discussion reaches somebody. And when I say you do not have, it's not your responsibility. You don't have to stay in this relationship because somebody is crying to you and constantly coming to you saying that I'm hurt. It's realistically, we can't fix each other.
No.
We can help you hobble along the way until you get better. I cannot fix you. Yeah, I mean, I cannot fix you, but you do have emotionally manipulative people out there. Right. And once you realize that, once you see that coming on, guess what? Nobody is stuck. Right. Nobody is stuck. You all have the right to say, you know what? Even if you got to come up with a plan to get out. Like, I have to get away from this crazy person because it's not working. I gotta exit the relationship.
We got a few comments on Instagram. I can't read them, but we also have on Facebook. We'll say, Calentita. You cannot tell a grown man to do anything. Jumping into an intimate relationship too quickly is a no-no. Some people target you to fix them so they can, because they see the strength. Because you are strong enough and feel you can be his or her savior. Only Jesus saves. I'm old school. Courting should come back. Redefine dating. Boyfriends do not pay for my pleasure, hair done or nails done. I indulge to pamper myself. I should not do it. You should keep your independence and allow him to share his goals. God can change things. Be blessed. We all got tissue. Keep the faith. God got a plan, and do not deviate from it. Hey, Devon. And then we have our job is to be the best you can be. And we all have issues. Agree that you realize you have no room to judge anyone. Only God can fix what's broke. So those were our comments over here from Calentita. Okay. So
Peanut Gallery.
Go ahead.
Yes, God can fix it. And that's by giving us 5 senses that
right?
we need to use, as you all said, to recognize that you got an issue that needs to be fixed. Because we can keep praying to the Lord, but if we ain't recognizing that we even got a problem,
right,
then it's never going to fix. I just heard these 2 children, to me, are children. I'm off camera, so y'all can't see. They were 14. I knew they were young. I didn't realize how young. And yeah, Aunt Vet stepped in. But wow, do y'all hear this growth of these 2 young people?
Yes.
This young lady, you're never too old to learn. Some of y'all old heads out there, only people that stop learning, they in the graveyard. Or they walking around looking stupid. So listen to this segment, please. Like, share, subscribe. I got it in there.
What they say, they still unlearned.
I mean, this is real. This is real. I do appreciate all the comments and everything from people, you know. But yeah, God give us 5 senses too. And you have to open up your heart and be willing to accept some things. Because I know I've had to work on me as opposed to saying, he did, she did, that kind of crap. So, come on with it, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
And
go ahead, babe.
I think it's like if your partner is with you and they're telling you, okay, you need to fix this, you should not be offended because they want you to fix it yourself. They're looking out for you. They want you to be strong.
Right.
So, I mean, just take it with a grain of salt. And if you feel like it's really something that you should work on, then do it. I mean,
That's true.
it's important.
True. But, you know, let's just say sometimes, and I've seen it in some relationships, an individual tells that individual something that they need to fix, and it's not in a way of help. It's just kind of thrown out there. And it could be the fact that they're just tired. And at that time, they're so tired that they just chunk it out there, not realizing what they're doing to the other individual. Yeah, it could be helpful, but if you say it a different way, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can tell a person that they have something on their face that when you just kind of rub it, you know what I'm saying? And no one would know what's going on. But if you just chunk it out there, we're all just sitting here and all of a sudden, you know, you need to stop that because you da-da-da. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes the timing is wrong, and sometimes the way you convey the message could be wrong. You know? So, and seen it 1,000 times, how a message can be conveyed, and just, you're looking like a different way. But you know what I'm saying? You don't want to say that. You know, we got something.
Well, you're gonna get defensive. You're gonna put your,
that's
be defensive,
correct.
and because you feeling offended,
and
so
you're not
put that.
You're not hearing it, and you probably need it. You know what I'm saying? It's probably something that needs to be heard. But if we chunk it out there the wrong way, the jacket of defense come on, and then this wall comes up, and it's like I ain't talking no more. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we gotta watch how we say something. You know what I'm saying? If we like you said, Crystal, being someone's friend. Present it the same way you would present it to your friend. I'm not going to present it the way I presented to Chef because that's a different type of friend. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell Nicole, get over it. You know what I'm saying? Even though she would say that to me. And I'm not going to tell 360, oh, whatever. You know what I'm saying? When it really means something. You know what I'm saying? It's just sometimes you say it and it could be your timing. You know what I'm saying? You know, it could be. It could be like with me. I can be sensitive. We've talked about it. I can be sensitive. I just have a compassionate heart. And I used to hear it all the time.
Baby.
Nicole used to say, God dang it. And she said, the benefit of the doubt is going to get you nothing. And I said, my benefit, I get a benefit of the doubt. And then one day, the benefit of the doubt
hit a slap in the face.
In the face. And it truly pissed me off. And I almost became this bitter woman versus being just honey. You know what I'm saying? I almost turn to someone else, and honestly, the respect level that we have as friends, it wasn't it wasn't a slap, but it was a slap. It was like, see, benefit of the doubt. How many benefits? How many times? And now imagine your mate saying that to you. You couldn't take it. Why?
Right.
Because it's like, wait a minute. It's a different type of intimacy. Come on.
Yeah.
It's a piece of stroke. You know what I'm saying? I know that's Nicole's stroke. Okay, well, told you not to get the benefit. And then when benefit 1 comes, oh, okay. Benefit 2 comes. I got almost benefit 6. Literally,
Yes.
I give people the benefit of the doubt. I really do. I see the good in you, and I be like,
She see the good, and no matter what, it be some dirt.
Yeah.
It be dirt, grass.
Yeah.
It be mud thrown upon the wall.
But wait, Nicole, but I can see this.
Okay, but no, it's not.
Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah. Just be like, he eat people.
And it's so sad to say that I actually learned from that benefit of the doubt. Now, it took some time, and I even got emotional behind it because I felt like at first, well, you ain't got to be so harsh. The disrespect. How many times I said rude? You know what I'm saying?
And I'm like, benefit of doubt.
I knew it was coming from a good place. I just had to get to that place. But when it's your mate, you can't get to that place. Y'all gotta start smooth. You know what I'm saying? That's a different type of language when it comes to someone you're intimate with, someone who's supposed to hear you out, versus your friend.
Especially like if you really love that person and really like them.
You gotta watch.
If you didn't like them, you don't have to. You don't have to watch what you say.
Okay.
Now you care about them, then you do what you gotta do. You smooth it over, baby. You choose your words wisely if you really care for them.
Right.
But other than that, if I don't care for you, I ain't choosing.
If she don't care for you, she ain't saying nothing. She just be like, oh. You be like, what you think, Nicole?
I'm like, why was we still talking about it?
Right.
It's like, why are we talking?
Why we still talking? Dang.
But yeah, so I just think sometimes our audience, when it changes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like you're gonna have the friendship with your relationship, you gotta find that friendship. But at the same token, remember that it's still your mate. Sometimes what is it called? What was that movie called? The Something Truth. I'll think of it in a minute. But The Ugly Truth. The movie was The Ugly Truth. And yeah, some things can be ugly. But I still think there's just a smooth way to give that message without hurting somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because if that person is considered as broken, or just like me, like I said, I'm a softie. I'm a softie until I become hard. And when it become hard, done. It's done. I'm not talking no more. It takes a real G to deal with this one. When I get frustrated,
it takes a real G.
Really want to put this.
Look, I've been feeling sorry for that other G.
We're not doing that one. But we're not doing that. Oh my God. Because I realized we're not on that statistic. We're on it, John.
You need to get
but okay. So
I feel sorry for my nephew.
But at the end of the day, it's all a matter of respect. Respecting somebody's, like if I chunk a wall up, respect the wall and help me chip it down. Because I know for a fact, walls come up. Y'all so disrespectful. Walls come up. They come up for no reason. I don't even know.
This segment is really interesting.
Right.
But anywho, at the end of the day, we can't fix a broken person. And, and if you're going to give a message to someone, just be mindful of how you giving, especially if you know that individual can be a little sensitive or sincere. You know what I'm saying? Because some people speak, straight from the heart, and some people shoot straight from the hip.
Right.
And I know it's a hip shooter. You know what I'm talking about? But me, I just
She's so hard.
She's
very hard. That's why she had his hip over here. To balance her out. The hip got to balance the heart.
Oh my God.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's about communication. It is,
But it is
like
true,
Ashanti
yeah.
said, it's about communication, how you communicate.
Yeah.
Because Bill Cosby said it best, I think, in one of his episodes on Cosby Show. You can bring it to me a steak dinner on a plate all fixed up, or you can bring it to me on a trash can lid. Which way you think I'm gonna accept it?
Right.
And so if I bring it to you on a trash can lid, that steak can be cooked pristine. I ain't eating that steak.
Me either. No.
So it's how we communicate with one another. You come at the defense mechanism come up. You come at me hard, I'm coming back hard.
Right.
So, it's all how we communicate.
It is.
Yes.
Communication is.
And I think the hip does need to come off the camera. Yeah.
I know. Me too. No, we're not. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and let Ashanti speak. Why I'm putting you on the spot? Why? Because we need to hear from our youth, and then I'm gonna scoot over for a second and let
the other hand,
Mr. Nick speak, because that's a whole.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's a real life. So
give us some young love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna switch seats.
We got old love. We want young love.
All right. Put y'all in it.
Man, this seat surely is hot right now. Enjoying the fun.
It's getting very hot. Isn't
I know,
it?
right? It's cooking. Man.
I don't know. We've been trying to spotlight them.
So tell us about the love.
Yeah.
The love that we share.
It's not perfect. I'll start there.
All right.
It's far from perfect, just to be honest. Especially like with us, like as far as like you said, if we're compatible or if we're not compatible, you know what I'm saying? We have a lot of compatibility issues, like as far as things that we like, So sometimes we don't get our way, so we gotta come to the middle or just leave it alone, let it be.
Right.
So as far as that, we have a bunch of love for each other, both sides of the table.
Because we're friends.
First friends. But we can always break down that barrier that we have to come together as friends and be like, hey, in my words, nigga, you tripping.
There you go. Yeah.
We got that boundary to break that down. You know what I'm saying? Enough respect for both of us. Like, even if we might say something to each other that we don't like, we can come back at probably a couple of minutes later be like, bro, what you want to go eat?
Yeah, it's over with. Like, we don't ever let anything drag out.
Yeah. And that's good. That's good.
Like, you're never supposed to go to sleep.
Max.
Yeah. Never go to sleep mad at your partner because you don't know if they're going to wake up in the morning.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing.
That's the thing. That's one of the things that we have to learn. Like, even like if we get into arguments, like we have to sometimes refrain myself from just leaving out, because leaving out can cause a lot of other things to linger on and still bring those problems back. You know what I'm saying? So we have to learn to stop leaving stuff like sitting on the table and just handling what we are.
That's
Right.
beautiful.
That is so great.
Yeah, that's growing. That's growth.
That's right. There's a lot of older people that don't even know
That's right.
that piece or that key to help them with their relationship, So the best thing, that's why I think that was really cute how this cute little couple right here worked out.
We still working. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's still working. Never give up, because, I mean, you're going to go through things.
Right.
But if the bond is getting stronger, then
I mean, y'all
it's
growing
worth
together.
it. Yeah.
That's the main thing. Y'all growing together. Y'all maturing together. When y'all mature together, y'all understand each other. So when you make that understanding, then y'all know, okay, I got each other back.
Yeah,
We got each other.
Regardless of the situation. We always have each other. We can be, like I always say, like we can be with somebody else, but if somebody do something to her, it's like,
what? It's over with.
I'm not going.
And then she'll be back yours.
That's cute
It's gonna be
about
all his memories.
That nigga crazy. I don't know why I'm with him. Ooh, but
So if you had let's say you had a younger brother,
Mhm.
and you knew he was going through something serious, and then you was watching him just be something different when it came to his mate.
Mhm.
You know, as a man, would you go to him? How would you go to him? You know, because in a minute he's gonna be broken.
yeah, and so like I see it as now like with my little brother. I call him my little brother, my god brother. I see it as for him like even with the situation, we have enough of a relationship where I can talk to him and like just man to man and like take out like everything else and just talk to him one on ones and just like, hey, bro, like what you doing? Like what's going on here? You need some help here? Like what you need to talk about something? And like we always had that relationship since I know him. Like even when he would come to my house on a little mini motorcycle, like back and forth, like getting him out of trouble and everything. So. I think we always had that relationship, and it's important for dudes to have that relationship because you can always tell your friend, dog, you're doing too much. And if you're not telling your friends that, then you're not a real friend. You shouldn't be around. So.
I love that.
That's
And
that's a
know-
good point.
That is
Know
it.
who your friends are, because if you're just telling your business to everybody, they can use it against you.
That's
So
definitely.
That's
make
a
sure
good
you,
point.
you gotta. Your brother, like for example, he's a good person to vent to.
Yeah.
Y'all trust each other with that.
Yeah,
that
with information, we can always, trust each other with that information and don't take it too far. But my advice, like I would give out to as far as us and young couples out there, never look at another relationship and think that's gonna be you or that's how you gonna work out or we gonna be like that because that relationship that you looking at got problems as well. Like it's not gonna be
It's
like
not picture
cake walk.
perfect.
Yeah,
Even
at
if we don't
all.
broadcast it, it's not picture perfect,
It's
and
not
we
picture
can't stress
perfect.
that enough.
You can't stress that enough. We have to tell people that, like, when we go see them and stuff like that, tell other couples, like, bro, don't be looking
Don't
at
look
us.
up to us.
Dog,
Yeah.
no, it's not. We got scars and everything.
But that makes it still
Crazy.
makes you it makes people believe that you guys are that ideal young couple. Like I said prior when we was all speaking, I said you gave me chills because you said something. Like I said, I'm a real emotional individual. So when you said that, I can feel that. You know what I'm saying? I can feel that what you were saying was genuine. It wasn't made up. It wasn't played up. It wasn't just brought out. It wasn't do it for the gram or do it for the bond, whatever it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
But it was genuine, and when you threw it out there, like I said, it gave me chills. So stuff like that, even the quiet, you know what I'm saying? Let's say T co-host believes that I am probably the one who's more sentimental to things like that. And I am. I'm real sentimental when it comes to like love and relationships and life and empowering another woman, trying to make sure that, if I'm going to be an example, I try to be a better example. I tell people my past was real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My past was real. It's not because of my parents. It's because I made my choices. My choices that I made. I chose to make them. I mean, and I was a rebellious child.
Yeah.
So by me doing those things, I caused problems, to make my mom, who is strong, cry. You know what I'm saying? Or my dad, who is strong, mad as I don't know what. But at the end of the day, they still poured enough into me to say, hey, we see this in you. So that's where I get that from. My grandmama used to always say, if you look into a person's soul, you can see who they really are. But give them a few minutes and they'll show you who they really are. You know what I'm saying? So when you hide that, but I can see it, I try my best to pull it out. And Nicole says it's not meant for everybody. And I get it.
Right.
I get it. But I'm just that type of person.
Yeah.
But can be the meanest person in the world, but the nicest person in the world. You know what I'm saying?
I have something I want to dedicate to the young couple here.
Oh my
Oh my God.
From the peanut gallery.
We have something.
Y'all hear it?
Not Steve.
Yeah.
This is so cute.
Oh my God.
Michael sang this at Thelma and Keith's wedding on Good Times.
This is a good time.
And this is for the emotional one in the corner.
It's okay. It's okay.
Y'all said good times. I ain't heard that show.
Well, go to BET, they'll play it all
I-
day.
I pray
But no, we really, really, really do appreciate you all being here and
Especially
enlightening.
being spontaneous and on the spot.
And then the main thing is, I mean, y'all are actually speaking from the heart and you speaking from experiences, and that's what's the best thing. And we try to keep it 100 on here. We don't want to talk about anything that's. We not fluffing anything. We not making
fabricated.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing rehearsed, nothing wrote down. It's just straight from the dome. And sometimes the dome can get the double.
And I want them to rub off on me because they ain't been still trying to find love. Ain't been trying to find love.
My dad, I mean, she'll stop playing. She'll stop playing love too.
Hey, they both hard working. Both hard
We're gonna have to make this happen.
We got a good spot downtown. Yeah.
Them bitches is after the show.
We're not going to linger on anymore. Of course, anybody who jumped on, we're talking about can a woman fix a broken man? And of course, we have all come to the consensus you can't. So at the end of the day, we want to hear something from our lovely couples and of course our co-hosts and our special guests. And then we're going to shut it down because it's Saturday and it's time to get out.
You got anything?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we were young when we got together, so there was a lot of things that needed to be worked out. And it just took a patient man to notice my flaws, and it had to be relevant to me that they were flaws. If they weren't relevant to me, they weren't going to get fixed. So, I mean, I fixed myself, but he definitely was, like, there for me when I was going through emotional stuff. And, yeah, he was just always on my side. He was patient. I think it was important that you told me because I didn't know any of my flaws. So, I mean, you opened my eyes to a lot of them, and I'm just glad that I'm a better person now because of you.
Well, I can't take all the credit for that. I can't do nothing with that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because it was even. I say it's vice versa, the same. I had a lot of flaws that I just thought was just normal, but it just comes because my father wasn't in the house. A bunch of stuff stemmed from that I just carried on, and I ended up getting into a relationship, and I carried that with me. And just certain things you just gotta go. But my advice, I would say, find somebody that'll be with you, like when you at your lowest, like dirt low. Like if somebody will be with you when you at your dirt low, they gonna most definitely be there when you at your high. Yeah. So like for her, should I say it? As far as my opinions and everything that happened with it. Yeah. Okay. So for her, we actually had broke up. And she was talking to somebody else, and so it was a bad time.
I didn't think that you were gonna break that up.
It's too late now. We were not here. Look, it's too late now. You can put that.
Y'all can skip it if you want to.
Yeah, you can go ahead. I mean,
but just serious note. Like she was willing to be at the hospital with me, and we wasn't even like on speaking terms as the case because my appendix had ruptured, and a couple hours later, like if I went, depending on when I got to the hospital, if the surgery wouldn't have got done, I would have died. So it found like real like close to my home because of that situation. She called me like we was talking yesterday and was like, "Bro, are you good? Like I would be over there tonight, like type thing." And she tried to see me at the hospital. I already had discharged. I was at the crib and everything, but she always been there with me, like even when she had a choice. She had a choice not to.
Yeah.
So,
friends.
Yeah, that's friendship.
That's friendship.
Yeah, that's
That's a
friendship.
real
That's friendship. That's number one. That's
she
key
saw
thing.
outside of the relationship and outside of the flaw of the relationship and went strictly for that friendship. And that's one thing that I can say women do.
Yeah.
If we can't hold on to that relationship, we will at least hold on to the friendship.
And that's a woman, not a girl.
Yeah, and it's a grown woman at that.
It's a bunch of girls.
yeah, she
But
did.
that's another
She did that
segment.
at like what? How old was you? Like I was like 16. So you was like 15.
It's good upbringing, boy.
Yeah.
My dad
that's
raised me
crazy.
There you
right.
go. There you
That's
go.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good. I'm happy for y'all, man. I
Yeah,
just
me
want
too,
y'all to know
definitely.
that,
It's good to see y'all.
It is.
Y'all grew up so much.
Yeah,
Like, y'all was
really,
little.
man.
I know.
For getting in
Yes.
trouble because of Hurricane Harbor, Six Flags,
Yeah.
and done outside too
Yes,
late.
Lord,
Oh
my
yes.
God.
I
You had to
wanna
have that
bring up
structure.
some- Man,
Yeah.
That structure
I
was
almost
there.
got beat. You know that structure. I almost got beat.
Yeah,
You almost killed me.
Yeah, cause we always gonna give you that.
Oh, you just-
I feel
Yeah.
sorry for you for
Look, that structure was school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
I almost
was all
died,
gonna
y'all.
We won't let you put your childhood on the internet. We are happy for y'all.
Look, structure.
Maintain that friendship
Yes,
because I'm gonna tell you
definitely.
something about friendship. You cannot tell anybody that you love them if you only love them when they are in a relationship.
Right.
with you.
Right.
That's right.
Okay?
Right.
So that friendship is very important. So even if y'all break up tomorrow and you guys still remain friends, there's still something for you there. Friends don't try to hurt each other. That was
That's
the
right.
one thing that I had to learn. I don't care how mad I get with whoever I'm in a relationship with. I'm not going to try to hurt them when I get angry with them.
Right.
My friends are a lot more tolerable of me and me of them and vice versa. So
Yeah, right.
you have to have that. So maintain that above all else.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, Peanut Gallery.
Peanut Gallery, I'm right there with them, and we got a connection after the show. Over. But no, I really do. Nick and I were talking off air with this, and he's had the pleasure of with my mother. So that's his great grandmother as well, right in the mix. And she looking down on this. She know this is a beautiful thing, man. So, and that's what she and my father had, and that's what I see going on with y'all. Because they were friends to the end, and she knocked a nigga out. She would. She's gone now. She took her right hand, bust the chick in top of her head at the church house.
Mhm.
Don't play.
At the church.
At the Don't play.
house.
So,
Behind.
Go down.
that's what it's about.
Damn.
And so, yeah, I mean, I'm so proud of y'all. I cannot say that enough. I'm proud of y'all 110% all the way. Y'all gonna be successful together. And even if, like Crystal said, it separates as far as a relationship, you still together because of the friendship.
Right.
It's all about relationships.
Y'all had that
So
bond.
continue to build on it and keep being strong. Listen to one another and respect one another. That's what it's about.
Peace out.
Nicole.
Well, I'm gonna. Nicole really don't have too much to say because the topic was about to fix a broken person, and we already know we cannot fix this broken man, woman, whoever. But we just want you to reflect on yourself and try to fix yourself and take accountability in yourself, and then you can improve whatever you need to improve about you. I'm gonna end this show. I don't know if Honey Jai has something to end with, but this is all I have to say. Fix you before you can be in a relationship with somebody else.
Amen.
That's all I got to say. Fix you. If you don't see it,
Yeah.
if you don't see it, if someone loves you enough to see it, and they give it to you in a genuine way, accept it, and then make changes for you. As always, we thank you guys for watching. Share, comment, and do what you do best.
Subscribe,
donate,
whatever you do.
Donate,
best. And donate to the cause. But do what you do best. Let's talk to one another, and let's succeed. Have a great night and enjoy. Enjoy.
All right, we just rolled it on